Next up on our 2025 CVC Fall Sports Media Day Tour is the Wickliffe Blue Devils head coach Dominic Butari. Coach, thanks for being here. Why don't you give us a quick preview? What can we expect out of the Blue Devils this season?
Yeah, so it's going to be a little different this year, right? We graduated a lot of seniors last year. I think we had eight, seven of whom were starters. But the group we've got coming back, they're really working hard. The summer has been really good for us, right? We've definitely taken an emphasis on just kind of preparing our bodies for playing long games because we have about 16 kids on the team and five of them are freshmen. So, those upperclassmen kind of know what it takes to be able to play a full 80-minute game and, what they have to be able to do to contribute the whole time. So that's kind of been our emphasis this year, knowing, what our roster looks like and still wanting to compete, right? We still have very high goals. We've, back-to-back 10-win seasons. We've gone to the district semi 2 times in a row, but we, obviously want to achieve more than that. So we're kind of really pushing ourselves this summer.
We were talking a little bit before we went on air. The conference, it was already tough, but we've added Chagrin Falls, we've added Rootstown. Rootstown went and won a district title last year. Chagrin Falls has been a powerhouse for a long time. So that conference gets even more, or I'm sorry, the division within the conference gets even more challenging. What does that do for your team, just knowing that, hey, we've got to step up our game? The conference is tough.
I like it honestly because the Metro was really tough too back when it was with Beechwood and Lutheran West, and we were in there with them and Independence too. So we've definitely been in this situation before where we know that there are lots of teams that are kind of gunning for that top spot. I mean, we were gunning for it last year. We're going to be gunning for it this year. Chagrin Falls, Kirtland, and then like you said, Rootstown came off a really good season last year, and Berkshire's been really good with us the last couple of years too. So I mean, it's all very competitive, which I really like because yes, it does make winning the conference harder, but it does also make some of our especially earlier playoff games like we can avoid those CVC teams. It's like we're ready. We've played lots of really talented teams that what's one of the benefits of just how good I think the CVC is when it comes to a smaller school conference in soccer.
Right. It certainly prepares you for the postseason. I don't think you're going to see too many teams like you see in conference play up until you get to that regional round. So you're running into a bunch of good teams in conference play, and I think that bodes well for every team out there. But all right, Coach, I'll come back to you after I talk to Cameron. Cameron, for the folks at home, just introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
Hi, I'm Cameron Anderson. I'm going to be a senior this year, and I play left mid mainly.
Left mid. Okay, so coming in, Cameron, senior year, you got to be excited about that. But at the same time, you're running, every time you step on the field, you're getting closer to the end of your high school career. How are you dealing with those emotions of being excited of being a senior, but also being sad seeing your high school career come to a close? How are you managing that?
Um, I don't think I really processed it yet. I don't really. I try not to think about it. I just play every game, get it over with, and the thought comes in a little bit, but it doesn't bother me too much yet.
With that big senior class, you guys graduated. There's a lot of new faces in the lineup. How's everybody gelling so far?
Um, I think I think we still have a lot of chemistry. I think we have more chemistry than last year. I think everybody gets along well, and that the upperclassmen are welcoming the lowerclassmen a lot better than how it was last year.
As a senior on a team with a bunch of young guys, what are you doing to provide some leadership to show them the right way to prepare and practice and get ready for games?
I like to just hustle a lot more, be a lot more dedicated. Um, I'll try and get the other seniors and juniors to cheer them on, let them know that we're welcoming and that we want them to do good and that they should always try to do better for themselves.
You're a midfielder. What's the key to making Wickliffe's offense flow? Getting from that back line to the top line. What's the key to making all that happen?
Passing, a lot of passing, and then always hustling. You can't just stop. You can't just walk. You gotta always be moving.
In soccer, they like to say you want to play 11 as one. Do you see that happening in practice? Is it starting to come together?
Yeah, kinda.
What's been the biggest challenge for that?
I think at some points we may have hard time communicating or just a little too much ball hogging, but I think we can get over that pretty easily.
And since you're the only player here, I'm going to ask you to kind of talk about players on offense and defense. But who are some of the guys up top? They're going to score a bunch of goals. Give them a shout out.
Um, our freshman Braylon, he's really good. I can definitely see him getting a bunch of goals. And then Drew Blake and Nathan Searlin are offensive seniors. I can definitely see them getting goals a lot, especially for Blake and Drew. Um, Blake, once he gets into the mix and the flow, once he's like ready to play soccer, I don't think there'll be a lot of people that can stop him. And then um, Gino and Nino, they're sophomores and juniors, and I think they also have a lot of potential and that they can get some goals in this year too.
And then defensively, who are the guys back there? The last line of defense for your goalkeeper.
Carson and our other captain Ryan, they both play in the middle back. I don't think there's not going to be a lot of people. They're both fast. They both have a strong foot, and they're very patient. They let the defender come to them, and then they'll get the ball away from them. And then they're also very good leaders, and they can help lead our freshmen because that's where a lot of them play. They play in the back line, and I think they'll be able to lead them good.
Coach and I were talking about how challenging it is in conference play from a player's perspective. What does that do for you, just knowing that every conference game is going to be like a playoff game?
I think it makes me play better. I like more competition because it gives me a reason to play harder, and I think it does for the rest of the team too.
What are your goals for senior year, individually and for your team?
From a team's perspective, I definitely want to get it to the district finals, maybe further, and get continue that streak again in 10 plus wins. And then individually, I want to score 5 or more goals and just help build and be like a true captain, build the others up around me.
I like that. You've got some quantifiable goals there. All right, sir. Good luck to you this fall. Coach, we'll go back to you. Talk a little bit about the offense, a little bit about the defense. We didn't mention anything about the goalie. Well, who do you have in the net this year?
Yeah, we're bringing back our keeper from last year, Ethan. He's been getting a lot better. I've been really impressed with him. We've been going for our 2 hours, maybe even a little bit more at a time with our whole team practices. And to his credit, every day I look at him and I go, hey man, you got time? And he gives me at least 30 minutes every day where I just work with him one-on-one, just kind of getting him ready. I think he's a senior and he knows like, oh man, like this is my last go at it. Like I got to make it count. Being a goalie, he really he's got to play 2 years of high school soccer. Really, he came behind Anthony Shaw his first 2 years, and Shaw was a fantastic keeper. And I think Ethan just kind of wants to keep that going for him. So I'm excited to see how he progresses into his senior season. And then just kind of working our way up here. Like the back line is different, right? Cam had mentioned that we have Ryan and Carson as center backs, and they're very strong leaders. They've been around. They're juniors. They both were starters last year for points of the season. But our outside backs are newer. They're younger. We've got a sophomore and a freshman back there projected right now. Obviously, nothing's set in stone. But I really like the effort they're putting in. They're probably two of the hardest working guys I have on my team. So as the season progresses, they're definitely going to grow into it. I mean, it's something I saw with that Carson, who was a great leader and a center back for us. His freshman year, right? He was not ready, honestly, at the beginning of his freshman year. But by the end of it, we had some injuries, and he was starting playoff games, and like he was doing, as well as one can expect. So I'm excited for that group to gel. I think they get along quite well. Offense is sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Talk about your offense.
I was going to say the offense is like the big question mark if you look on us on paper, because most of our goals came from a senior from last year, Kurt. He had a fantastic season. It was like our all-time single season goal record. But what I think is exciting about that, and Cam kind of mentioned that as well, is we have so many guys this year that can score goals that we don't need one guy to score 30 goals this year. We can get 5 goals from 5 different guys. That's definitely something that's in our cards, which I'm really excited to kind of see how they gel, how they move off the ball, and what we can do with that extra conditioning and just that good, that kind of harder to guard, honestly, in my opinion, because there's so many different guys that are going to be getting in on the action.
All right, and lastly, just define success for the team this year.
Yeah, I think that getting to us is going to be successful, right? This idea that Cam kind of mentioned that we seem to be gelling a little bit better. The upperclassmen have been very welcoming with the new guys this year. That's really big success for me. I love the team to kind of come together and actually be a team, not just, winning games, but, enjoying each other's company. I'm still friends with some of the guys that I played high school soccer with. 2 of them actually are assistant coaches now. So with me. And obviously, though, I do like to win games. I always tell the boys this. I'm like, of course, I'm a teacher first. I want you guys to grow as students and, of course, as young men. But I'm a competitor. I want to win games. I love that we've won 10 games 2 years in a row, and we've been going to district finals. Like I love that. I recognize, having been coaching for several years now, that it's not easy to do that. It's not easy to win a sectional final. Those are accomplishments, and I would love to continue to do that because Wickliffe soccer is, in my opinion, like that's a program that has a little bit of history there, right? We've not done too many state championships or anything like that, but we're always a formidable side. So I like to keep that going.
Absolutely. All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate you and Cameron taking some time out of the day to preview your upcoming season. I wish you the best of luck this fall.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you too.